Hey Greg, welcome to another episode of Stealing Other YouTubers' Intros. Due to popular demand, we're back with another video watching MGTOWs make absolute fucking fools of themselves. Before we start, I want to give a quick shout out to my comments section for proving that MGTOWs aren't capable of making valid counter arguments, but are fully capable of crying like a little bitch. Now let's just jump into it.
From beta males.
All right, so I'll be skipping through a lot of this crap, but you see already with the insults, you know? And then what do these women do? They get up in the morning, make coffee, cut on the computer, and start bashing men. I mean, this is their hobby.
Yeah, typical woman. Waking up in the morning and drinking coffee and using the internet to talk about your opinions. How stupid and self-righteous can you be?
And I want you to know, guys, men that are going their own fucking way, you're cowards. You're giving up, and you're everything you claim to hate.
You know, she starts it out by saying, okay, blanket statement, because all of us are the same, right? We're all doing this for the same reason. It's so disrespectful. If we was to generalize women's movement like this, they should call us straight misogynists. You know, don't stereotype us.
This is how a lot of MGTOWs tend to react when you criticize them in any way. How dare you talk about us? We wasn't doing nothing to offend you, so stay out of our business. That's the thing about having an opinion and sharing it online. By sharing it, you open yourself up not to just criticism, but really any kind of response. I mean, like, a lot of my comments aren't even counter arguments. They're just like, yeah, simp, get a girl. Yeah, that's gay. We're gay. Basically, if you can't take what you dish out, then stay the fuck out of the kitchen, dog.
You know, this is their playbook. These are their talking points. They don't want to admit that men are more complicated than that. And they never think it's their fault. It's never a woman's fault. It's always someone else's. And again, with the insults. You know, I don't remember anybody in our community advocating hate.
You don't remember? What do you mean you don't remember? Are you going through this community with your eyes closed? What the fuck? And he's like, oh, men are more complicated than that. Dude, people are more complicated. It's not exclusive to men. God, these guys go through one crisis in their life and assume that nobody else has suffered like they have. A wise person once said, ogres are like onions. They have layers. We're all this tangled thread of yarn, dude. Like, stop flexing your issues like you're a fucking war hero. You're a MGTOW. There's a huge difference.
Do you have mommy issues? Probably. Were you hurt in a relationship and you can't seem to let go, and instead of getting over it, grieving, working on yourself, and finding a suitable partner, you want to blame everybody else because they hurt you? Okay,
that's another talking point, right? Mommy issues. You got to have something wrong with you. If you're a man and you're not willing to shut up and put up with these modern women's bullshit, then there's got to be something wrong with you, right?
Yeah, most definitely, actually. If seeing a crowd of pretty girls laughing and having a good time gets you heated, as if they're doing something wrong, then I think it's fair to assume that there's something wrong with you. Look at those girls having fun. That should be me having fun with them. Those fucking...
In my 35 years on this earth, and I'm proud to have hit the wall, because in my 30s, I can tell you firsthand, ladies, it is your sexual prime. Coming into my own, as a mom, as a MILF, like...
This is ridiculous. All right, so first she says, in my 35 years, as if that's some kind of milestone where she's become enlightened now, and she's ready to offer her wisdom to the masses. And MILF? Come on, baby. You're not allowed to call yourself a MILF. And let's be real about it. You're a 6 or 7 at best. You're like waitress at Applebee's hot.
That right there. That, honey, you'd be lucky to land anybody with looks like those. And like putting them on this fucking scale of 1 to 10. Like, what's wrong with somebody feeling good about themselves and thinking they're pretty? Maybe if you guys practice being nicer to yourselves and not hating who you see in the mirror, you wouldn't be so cynical. Nah, who am I kidding? If you guys thought highly of yourselves, you'd probably be even bigger douchebags than you already are.
Because unlike you, MGTOW boys, I've actually had my ass beat. I've dealt with serious shit.
Okay. Time out. Let's talk about this. You should never assume you're the only person who's had it bad. It doesn't matter if somebody's had it easier than you. That's no reason to give them shit for being weak. Like, would you prefer if they were beaten like you were? Is that, like, would that make you happy? There are things that happen in our lives that we shouldn't wish on anyone simply because we just don't like them. It's a pretty toxic way to think, and if you think like this...
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, MGTOW community.
Well, there you go. Sounds like it's her that has the issues, right? Chad beat her ass, left her with a kid, but I wonder if she even knows what real serious shit is.
Look, and now he's doing it too. See, you both have a very flawed way of looking at certain people. Don't just assume you know her life story because of one thing she shared. I mean, the arrogance. I wonder if she even knows what real shit is. Like, I could say the same thing to you, and you'd probably fucking hate it.
Well, she tells us all we need to know there. She spent her youth, like a lot of them do, sleeping with any guy that'll have them, and now she's a single mom, bitching about men online.
See, there's the hate I was talking about earlier. MGTOWs fucking hate to hear that women are having casual sex, even though it's a very common thing for people to do in their 20s. Not just women, but like guys too. Like, we're both guilty of it, you know what I mean? I mean, maybe not MGTOWs. A guy sleeps with multiple women and he's seen as like a Chad, but when a girl does it, she's labeled as a whore or like used goods. as these dipshits love to say. Sure, she's a single mom bitching about men, but what are you? Oh, that's right. You're a single man bitching about women. God, the lack of self-awareness these guys have, it fucking drives me crazy, dude. All right, let's cut it there and move on to another one. Let's see. The Mag MGTOW. MGTOW, I simply don't get female dating logic. This one's kind of weird. It kind of feels like Elliot Rodger in his car, because the guy's just going through a field and he's just rambling. So let's just take a look.
The wilderness. Nice and peaceful. Very few people about. Just the way I like it. Because today, I've got a good one for you. I don't get women.
Yeah, most MGTOWs don't ever get women, if you know what I mean.
You see, women, when they meet a nice guy, in other words, a guy that will treat them with dignity and respect, they will either friend zone these guys or throw them under the bus, and instead prefer to be piped by Chad, Tyrone, or the bad boy.
Listen, I've said it time and time before, and I'll say it again. Red-pilled guys are just the modern-day nice guys who want to sound cool. Yeah, we're not nice guys. We go our own way and focus on more important things like finances and fitness. Yeah, fitness dick in your mouth. The idea that MGTOWs aren't interested in dating is a complete work of fiction. You're not going your own way. You're not an anti-feminist. You're hyper-focused on being the coolest guy in the room. See, Tyler, the Creator, has a lyric that goes, "I say the loudest in the room is probably the loneliest one in the room." Which is to say that if you're the louder person, then you probably want all eyes on you. And that's what I believe MGTOWs to be. A bunch of guys who've been hurt by a woman, and they feel the need to prove to not just this woman, but to everyone that he doesn't need anyone but themselves. This, of course, being the lie they tell themselves to help them fall asleep at night. Basically, if you didn't care about dating and women, you wouldn't be making all these videos and like rants on how little you think of women. You can scream, "I don't care," all you want, but all these tips and tricks on how to be a beta male videos and what I don't like about modern women, all that tells me is that MGTOWs are nothing but a wounded animal crying for validation. Whoa, that part got kind of serious, huh? Like I said earlier, this video is kind of ominous, kind of creepy. Because of the whole Elliot Rodger vibe that I'm getting. So let's go somewhere else. While scrolling through the MGTOW tag, I found this channel with a profile picture of the guy from Amazon Prime's The Boys, and I thought, wow, this guy must think he's pretty cool. So let's see what he has to say.
That's what I want to talk about. Now, I make a lot of videos on this subject. I consume a lot of media, and I give the subject a great deal of thought.
Oh, that's perfect. This lets us know that we're dealing with an absolute expert on MGTOW. Let's see if Mr. Derek can give us any information that might contradict what other MGTOWs have been saying.
And men are opting out. And it's not just some unimportant, isolated incident. It's not just some men who are not happy and unsatisfied with the situation. Losers that can't make it. No, that's not what it is.
I don't know, man. Seems kinda gay to me.
This is happening throughout all of Western civilization. Men are not seeking relationships with women. Men are not building families. Men are not building careers.
Yeah, that's true. It's something that Japan had a problem with a while ago, and it seems like the problem has made its way to the West. The idea of wanting to focus more on yourself rather than getting married or having kids, it's becoming more and more common. However, this idea spreading throughout the West isn't that big of a problem as it is in Japan, because America's population isn't in danger as a result. Also, like, kind of unrelated, but MGTOWs are about focusing less on relationships and more about yourself. But what do we call women who do the same thing? I know plenty of women who share the sentiment that having a child and getting married is just kind of dumb. So what do we call people with those ideas who aren't MGTOW? I guess we'd call them people who wear deodorant? I don't know, dude.
And women have stepped into these roles, but they're not suited for these roles. As a matter of fact, it actually costs more money to support women in these productive roles than they produce. And it's devastating to society and civilization.
Hey guys, welcome back to my favorite part of the video. Checking to see if MGTOW's claims are backed up by research. Let's take a look, and no, just another male spouting shit as if it's fact. Way to go, MGTOW, and being the smarter gender. You've earned it.
And the office job is geared much more towards, the single person. And here's the thing, men can't hold on to their office jobs. I'm sorry, guys. It doesn't matter how good you are. Unless you're willing to behave like a complete beta, blue pill, simping cuck, you're not going to be able to hold on to your office job. And to do that, you're going to have to betray your own masculine physiology.
It sounds to me like men can't hold on to their jobs because they're not good at taking orders from the person in charge. When you put it like that, it almost sounds like men are kind of, useless? Dumb? I don't know. I'm not gonna sit at this desk and take orders from the higher ups all day. I quit. What the fuck? Why are women taking all the good jobs? Dude, if you can't take orders from your higher ups, then you're never gonna land a good job. I know your cute little alpha male guide videos tell you to aim for being the CEO, but most of the time in any career, you're gonna have to start from the bottom. Even in the military, like, you're trained to not to talk back to people with higher rank than you. Like you think you know any better despite being brand new to something? It sounds more like a little bitch. It sounds more like a little shithead.
So yeah, women are doing great in the workplace, right? And all she has to do is express some minor concern about this other guy's, this man's attitude, or how he makes her feel feel. So that's how sexually empowered women are within the workplace.
Dude, he said this and my jaw literally dropped. I can't believe this actually came out of a human's mouth. He had the idea for this. He wrote it down in a script, recorded, then edited the footage and uploaded it. Like, he really had time to go, this line is kind of dumb. Let me cut that part out. But nope. You just got done saying men are doing poorly in office jobs because taking orders is a beta cuck thing to do. Then you go, yeah, women reporting guys for harassment shows how much power women have. My guy, you would fit in perfectly at Activision.
And as I said, it's not just isolated cases because it's happening across all Western civilizations and they don't even have replacement population growth rates. So, what kind of an argument do you want to make to me personally? Like, that's great, buddy. That's great. Yeah, you're a real stud, but your civilization is dying. And a simple linear extrapolation will show you how long it'll take.
I am once again asking a MGTOW for sources to their outrageous claims. Okay, let's see. Let's do a quick Google search. Population of the U.S. Whoa, that looks like a sinking ship if I ever seen one. With numbers like these, humanity could be wiped out in a number of hours. Holy shit, dude.
They say by 2050 the world population's gonna reach like 9 million, and that's when we're fucked. I'm waiting for 2050.
And the men are opting out of the workplaces. Now, on the plus side, some of them are going to turn it around and create industries unto themselves, and start their own businesses. But most won't. Most needed the system. And I'm sorry to put it that way.
Starting their own businesses. Yeah, let's see. Mr. Howard Dare with a total of 1.6 thousand subscribers. Yeah, how's creating an industry going, buddy? I see you take Bitcoin donations too. Are you going to launch a business off of all the Dogecoin you've saved up? Next up, Howard is going to talk about the educational system because the man is a savvy entrepreneur with a lot of info on the American school system.
The same thing is going on there. The men are being driven out. The boys are being driven out. From early education, the boys are being conditioned. They're being demonized for simply being boys. They're being drugged. They're being shamed. They're giving out grades based on submission, compliance, conformity, going along with the rules. These are not male qualities. If you have a strong male child, those are not his qualities. I'm sorry to say it like that, but what the hell?
Okay, so let's do a quick recap here. Men can't be expected to hold down jobs because they're not supposed to take orders or else they're betas. Men aren't supposed to be doing good in school either because men are not supposed to conform or be compliant. Dude. You're doing a great job at making men sound absolutely fucking useless. This is also a huge slap in the face to all the guys who worked hard to earn their 4.0 GPAs throughout high school and college by saying, oh, a strong male should not have those qualities. Bro, if you did a shitty job in school and got stuck working a shit job as a result, just fucking say so. There's no shame in that. Don't spew all this bullshit trying to make yourself feel better like, oh my god, strong men are supposed to act like this.
And the men all around it, they give into it because they want to please the women too. So it's like all of society is being held hostage and everybody has to walk around on eggshells. And, the women take over your educational system and they demonize the boys. And they don't teach mathematics, and they want to give grades for, things like sitting still.
I still remember my sophomore year of high school like it was yesterday. Hanging out with my best friends before heading into my favorite class. Sitting still. Oh, the good old days. It's funny how you complain about women taking over the educational system while also stating, again, that men can't hold down jobs because they're non-compliant. You can't opt out of something, then complain about how it's being taken care of in your absence. That's not how being an adult works, Howard.
Let's take a look at the legal system, right? I mean, do I even need to say anything? You can go to jail for not paying alimony. It's like the only country in the world. Men go to jail for not paying for a woman for the rest of her life.
Well, Howard, I don't think you did any actual research. So I went ahead and did a couple quick Google searches and found that alimony is actually something that's discussed before even getting married. And it seems that it goes away after the wife remarries, so I'm not sure where you're getting the for the rest of her life thing. MGTOW seems to like the classic idea of like a man providing for a woman, as we saw in my last video. So I'm a bit confused as to why MGTOWs are against alimony. It's there so that if you get divorced, your wife isn't suddenly on the streets because you were providing everything for her, because that's how you wanted it, right? It's all about men being in charge until it's an inconvenience to them. Personally, I think it's fucking badass to divorce your wife and go, look, I know we had our ups and downs, but I'm gonna help you stay on your feet. I'm gonna make these payments every month on time to make sure you're okay. Instead of being a little bitch about the whole thing, Oh my god, my wife is such a bitch. Like, bro, you're not in high school. You're like 30. Like be a man, dude.
Think about it. I mean, I'm sure like some of you guys are thinking, oh, well, Howard Dare, he's just some loser complaining about women.
Yeah, pretty much.
So let's say they decide you have to give over, $2,500 a month to her to take care of the child and her, right? And, you fall in some hard times and you can't do it. And you can only give her $1,500 a month for a while, right? Well, you're going to jail. How do you like that? Yeah, seriously though. I mean, you're going to jail. Seriously.
No, this is also completely wrong. If you can't afford to pay the set monthly amount, then it just builds up as like you owe this amount. So when you eventually do land a better job that pays way more, you'll still be stuck with that amount you couldn't pay earlier. No, this time I don't have any like articles to back that up. I just know this. Please take my word on this. I promise if you search this up, you'll find articles agreeing with me. I promise. Like go do it right now. All right, we're about halfway through Howard's video, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. If you ever want to see the full videos of the people I talked about in these videos, the links to their videos are in the description as always. I had a couple other MGTOW videos lined up for this episode, but Howard had so much dumb shit to say that he ended up taking the majority of the time that we had for this one. Now, if you've made it this far, I want to thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot to me. If you're a MGTOW, go ahead and hit the dislike button to let me know that I hurt your feelings, and to the rest of you, thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon.